Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series, January 30th, 1988. The continuation of the match from last week. Jack Victory and John Tatum versus the Missing Link and Solomon Grundy. They literally do carry a match over from the previous week. That feels old school. You could never get fans to tune in for that, I don't think, in 2020. Link manages to get Tatum to dive in his general direction and nail himself on the turnbuckle, and then he gets crotched on the buckle. But Link is a guy who, if you can get it, he's an interesting, fun character. If you don't get it, you never do. I actually have enjoyed the Link a lot more since watching World Class. The heels run away for a minute. Grundy comes back in with a clothesline. Link is stomping around on the outside. There is an attempt to, hit a series of moves, and then the match breaks down into a complete brawl. There is attacks from unknown people. There is attacks from the Thing. It's just basically a cluster mess. Referee loses all control, so I don't really get quite why you bring this back. The Hood to face Mr. Ito, newcomer Mr. Ito, who has been a Japanese, I don't know that standout is the right term, but he certainly has been a Japanese notable for the majority of the 80s and maybe even back to the 70s. Ito with some groundwork early. Hood, not exactly a baby face, but maybe a baby face because he's a little more known than Ito is in the area. Head scissors take over, and then just controlling the head for a couple of minutes. The Hood with a Irish whip, clothesline by the Hood. And the Hood sets up to finish off his adversary using martial arts style maneuvers. Match goes several more minutes. Hood in control of the vast majority. Ito, though, does get his man down, start choking him out, and using every illegal activity he can to gain an advantage. Irish whip and a side suplex / backbreaker combination. I think he was going for the backbreaker, but it almost came off like a side suplex. Ito, though, breaks the match down further, stomps, and manages to jump from the second rope. 1, 2, 3, and you get a win for the International Star. Vince Apollo makes an offer to Tatum and Victory to be their manager. This is not received with the best of intentions. They kind of agree to it, but it's not really... they're kind of blowing him off, and he's begging. It's just an awkward thing. I eventually would suppose that they do make an agreement some months down the road, although I'm not there yet. Kevin Von Erich talks about the finality, for lack of a better term, of the upcoming 10-man tag match in the cage, the Thunderdome cage. They reiterate the rules with the use of the handcuffs. Then we go into Sweet Brown Sugar versus Buddy Roberts. We kind of join that match a little bit in progress, in the sense of a side headlock takeover opens us up, and obviously Skip Young, Sweet Brown Sugar, has been a perennial talent in the area for a while. He, manages to control the head of his adversary for a good bit of time, and he tries to make his way back in the ring. Buddy Roberts being used here feels more like filling out the card than anything else. Roberts does gain a victory using a bit of a awkward series of maneuvers. They also seem to run through angles pretty quickly on this program. Things seemed rushed, and Roberts getting the victory isn't a big surprise there. Sean Simpson and Eric Emery up next. Like I say, they've got 9 minutes of airtime left, and they still have the final brawl segment. Emery is once again your light heavyweight champion. Simpson wanting to regain that championship, as one can imagine. Emery using every illegal activity, punches, kicks, eye rakes, eye gouges, and the like. Emery, manages to get himself taken to the mat, and then wrist locks, arm bars, hammer locks by Simpson, falling suplex by Emery back into the ring, and he can easily, looks like, gain a victory there, 1-2. But Simpson out the back door, much to the chagrin of Eric Emery, who does, to his credit, stay on his adversary. Emery goes to the second rope on the inside. Emery with the missed diving headbutt from the second rope. Drop kick under the chin of Emery, and we see quite a continuation. This is a good match. I mean, if you like either guy, worth going out of your way to see. The referee takes a big flying dive over the top rope. We do not see a championship change as a result of that. We would have, under normal circumstances, we see the visual pin by the much younger Simpson. The referee is out and not going anywhere in any event that way. Referee does finally make his way back in, but nothing gets settled that way. And then we see a 90-second or so brawl on the outside with the Von Erichs and Patterson and Roberts and the Angel. I mean, literally, they just closed the program just to put them on television. Interestingly, during that brawl, Iceman King Parsons gets put in handcuffs. Angel of Death goes into a penalty-type cage, and we close the program with the baby faces looking really strong and kind of illustrating the effect of handcuffs as we move forward. That is the way we close the program. It's also the way we close the month of January 1988 in World Class. We'll be back with more right after this.